Welcome to Time Well Spent, a podcast from LaborSync, the only real-time, multilingual timesheet software your business will ever need. Today, we're unpacking a concept that completely changed the global economy, and we're going to see how it applies to the construction site.
Or, fails to apply in a lot of cases.
Right. We're digging into the Toyota production system today.
Which is really the gold standard for manufacturing. And the fascinating thing about Toyota is that they didn't beat American car makers by just making their conveyor belts move faster.
Yeah, they didn't just tell everyone to hustle more.
Exactly. They won by ruthlessly identifying waste and eliminating it.
Right. So if a part was just sitting on a shelf gathering dust, that's waste. Or if a worker had to walk 10 feet to get a wrench he uses every 5 minutes.
That's waste. And in a factory, this is incredibly easy to spot. You can literally just see the pile of unused tires or watch the guy walking back and forth.
But here is the problem detailed in the LaborSync blog article we're looking at today. For field service and construction, the factory floor isn't static. It's scattered across 50 miles of highway.
Exactly. The waste is mobile. And because it's mobile, it's completely invisible. You can't see an idle truck from your office chair.
You can't see a technician crisscrossing the city because of a bad route.
Right. So while the principles of lean manufacturing, what they call the 7 wastes, are perfect for this industry, they are infinitely harder to catch.
And the blog article argues that for field businesses, you shouldn't try to tackle all 7 wastes at once. You really need to focus on the big 3 that bleed the most cash.
Waiting, transport, and overproduction.
Let's start with waiting, which they call the silent profit killer. And, this isn't just guys leaning on shovels, right?
No, and that's the most dangerous misconception. Waiting in the field often looks exactly like work. It's a crew sitting in a van, waiting for a gate code that wasn't sent.
Or waiting for a material delivery that's running late.
Exactly. It feels like prep time, but it's actually dead time.
The math on this is startling. Say you have a crew of 10, and they lose just 15 minutes a day to this kind of invisible waiting.
Which is incredibly easy to do.
Oh, absolutely. But that totals 650 hours of lost value a year.
And if you're paying a fully burdened labor cost of $30 an hour, that's $19,500 vanished.
Not because you don't have enough work, but just because of daily friction.
Which leads perfectly into the second big waste, transport. The article calls this death by 1,000 trips.
I think we've all seen this. The technician who finishes a job on the north side gets sent to the south side and then has to go all the way back north again.
The zigzag. And it's not just fuel, it's the wear on the vehicle, the mental fatigue on the driver, the opportunity cost.
There was that really good case study in the blog article about an HVAC client.
Yes. They dug into their data and realized poor routing was costing them 90 minutes per technician per day.
90 minutes. That is massive.
It added up to over $75,000 annually. That's pure margin being burned in traffic. And nobody actually wants to drive that much.
It just happens because dispatch doesn't have the visibility to say, hey, John is actually closer to that emergency call than Mike is.
Right. Now, the third one is actually the most tricky. Overproduction. The might as well tax.
This one is fascinating because it actually comes from a place of pride, doesn't it?
It does. Overproduction is the hardest waste to kill because it feels like excellent customer service. Imagine a plumber goes to fix a leak. He sees a cabinet hinge is loose. He thinks, well, I'm already here. I'll just fix that too.
Takes him 20 minutes, and he feels super helpful.
But the client didn't ask for it. The client isn't paying for it. And that's 20 minutes he isn't spending on the next paying job.
It's what they call gold plating. Doing more than what was required. In a factory, if you build 100 cars when the order was for 50, you have a huge storage problem.
But in the field, if you do more work than requested, you just have a profitability problem.
And that brings us to the solution. In a factory, the manager walks the floor to spot these issues. In the field, you need a digital floor.
You need real-time visibility. You can't fix what you can't see.
The article mentions that teams using cloud and mobile tools report 20 to 40% higher completion rates. Not because the software does the actual physical work, but because it turns the lights on.
Exactly. There was a landscaping client who tracked idle time and found they were wasting 22 minutes per person per day. By fixing that with real-time data, they gained the productivity equivalent of 1 full additional employee.
Without actually hiring anyone. So for the business owners listening to us right now, how do they operationalize this tomorrow?
We'll start with some quick wins. Change up your morning huddles. Don't just plan off yesterday's schedule, use live data.
Zone work geographically right. Simple clustering can cut drive time by 20 to 30%.
Yes, and track your job durations. Compare the actual time against your estimates.
If a job took 2 hours longer, don't just shrug it off. Was it waiting? Was it overproduction?
Lean construction isn't about working harder or being a taskmaster. It's really about respect. It respects the worker's time by removing the frustration of waiting, and it respects the business's bottom line.
It turns busy into profitable. And nobody likes feeling inefficient. Something for you to really think about the next time you look at your schedule. This episode of Time Well Spent was brought to you by LaborSync. Track employee hours and job site locations in real time from any device. Start your risk-free trial today at laborsync.com.